I'm Drea.
I'm Meg.
I'm Tina.
And I'm Jess.
And this is Pardon My Stash. Welcome to Pardon My Stash, a podcast about knitting within the fiber arts and how awesome it is. Before we get into today's topics, let's talk about what we're working on this week. Jess?
I am still plugging away on my I Am Dragon 2 cowl by Alexandra Davidoff Studios in the colorway Morgan from Critical Hit Dyes.
Meg?
I am working on Selbu Modern by Kate Gagnon Osborne. It's a colorwork beret, kind of more like a slouchy beanie. And I'm making it out of Critical Hit Dyes Rogue in the main colorway Charm, and then I'm using the Wither and Bloom gradient for the colorwork. And I am about maybe a third of the way done with it. I'm liking it.
That's going to be great when it's done.
I'm very excited for it. I've wanted to knit this hat for a very long time and could never settle on colors, so.
Oh, it's a hat?
Yeah, she's making a side.
I don't know why I thought when she said Selbu Modern that it was a shawl.
No.
Uh-uh.
It's a hat.
Slouchy hat.
Just ignore me.
Tina, what are you making?
I can't tell you.
Fine.
That's it. No, I am working with, I'm still working with a mystery project. I can't even tell you, I really can't tell you anything about it, but I am working.
Well, what yarn are you using?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you about my yarn. Hold on. It is Lena Grossa Cool Wool Hand Dyed Limited Edition.
And what do you call it?
I call it Vanilla Ice Cream Cone with Rainbow Sprinkles.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's what it looks like.
It is a DK weight.
Well, whatever you're making, I'm sure it's going to be great.
Yeah, lots of lace. I can tell you that.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's fun.
What about you, Dre?
I am still plugging away on this Akemi shawl by Isabel Kramer. Zelda is really winning out lately.
Listen.
Much like last week and the week before, and
Zelda's important.
Probably the week before that, because I'm powering through that game instead of powering through my projects.
Hey, whatever brings you joy.
You've been extremely dedicated. Even when we make trash TV nights, it's just
I can do both.
Surprisingly, though, like you'll just be like, I can't believe that guy did that in the TV show, and then you'll be like, I can't believe that guy did that in the video game at the same time.
Yeah,
works well.
I can split my attention when I need to. It stops working after a while, but it's okay. I can do both. Both is good.
Both's good.
Both. Be sure to check out our website, pardonmystash.com, for more information as well as pictures regarding our current projects, patterns, and yarns. So this week we're going to talk about the benefits of participating in make-alongs and how great they are, and how much fun we have with them.
We do have a lot of fun with them.
Well, speaking of make-alongs, Jess, why don't you tell us about our new make-along that we're going to be doing soon?
We are going to be starting a make-along soon, and it's going to be the Tea Time Cozy make-along, where one of the main focuses is tea time, and this is your chance, if you've ever really wanted to make a tea cozy. Now you get to see some cool tea cozies and maybe choose one to make.
What's a tea cozy?
It's a hat for your teapot.
Ooh, well, I like that.
But if a tea cozy isn't your thing, we're also accepting anything tea related. Like if you can explain how it relates to a tea time, we'll accept that as part of the make-along. Like, it could either have tea in the name or tea in the yarn brand, or you could be like, hey, I like wearing these gloves because they keep my hands cozy when I'm holding a hot mug of tea, or I'm making an Alice in Wonderland thing because tea happens in that, and we'll accept those. Those are all acceptables. The idea is just a cozy tea time.
There's a really cool pattern that you can make like a tea bag holder, and it has like sleeves in it.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have one of those, but it's sewn.
But
I wouldn't mind like a knitted one.
I want to say it's knit. I don't think it's crochet.
We've included some knit patterns and crochet patterns for people who do those. They're free for people that don't want to purchase, but if you can go off and find your own pattern as well.
I already know which one I want to make.
Is it the snail?
It's the snail.
I had a couple ideas, but I found one the other day that was a basket that was kind of cute
I think that is so
that
pretty.
I might do. And that's knit, so it'll be a bit different, but I like it, so I might do that one.
Meg, have you decided what tea cozy you're going to make?
So we actually discussed this today, and I'm actually not going to do a tea cozy because we only have one teapot,
Okay,
and we don't use it very often. And we figured that it only needed one sweater.
Outfit changes.
Seasonal.
No, I'm good.
Fine.
I'm
So
good.
instead of a tea cozy, what are you going to make?
So honestly, it's really funny because the time that you came over to play Zelda with Jess, Frank was actually perusing my yarn collection, and he pulled out this one really wild skein that I bought from Dragon Horde and was like, this one's really cool. And I said, yeah, I have no idea what I want to make with that. Like, it's just so wild. I can't. And he was like, you should make mitts with this. And I was like, yes, Frank, I will make mitts with that. So I was looking to yesterday for mitt patterns that I thought might not, get lost in the fabric. And I think I found one, and so I'm going to knit a pair of fingerless mitts. That is my plan.
Then you can do that photo where your hands are like cupping a cup of tea and you have the fingerless mitts like.
Yeah, it's very artful.
It's
Yeah.
super artful. I love that.
That's the plan. That's the plan.
Tina, what are you gonna make?
Well, it could be like a cozy, right?
Yeah.
Does it have to be tea? Like, could it be a cozy for my dog, aka a dog sweater?
You're gonna make a dog sweater for the make-along?
I already like halfway started.
I mean, if you can take a picture of him at a tea party with it, then sure.
Oh my god, yes. We can set up a tea party
You
set
have
for
kids.
Barlow. Oh my god, that would be adorable.
You
In his
have-
little
you have
dapper
a,
sweater.
You have a teapot that sings.
Oh, I do have a teapot. Well, that's like the kid teapot though. It's super small.
He's a dog.
Oh. No, I thought you meant make a cozy for the teapot, the kid teapot.
Oh, no.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I would never want to do that. I feel like that's a little too finicky.
Yeah, I could definitely. Well, we could actually make a reel of him like sadly sitting at it because that's what he would be doing. He would be sadly sitting in front of a tea party with his new fitted sweater while we make the teapot sing, and he's just sitting there going. He's just being mad the whole time. Yeah, that'll be mine.
All right. Well,
Mhm.
I like it.
So if you take anything away from this, it's that this is a very flexible make
Yeah,
along.
you just have to come up with some way it relates to tea, and honestly, I'm just kind of interested in how some of y'all might come up with a reason why something relates to tea. Like, that's kind of exciting.
What is your interpretation? So it'll be fun to see what people come up with.
You could do yarn that is tea dyed.
You could do that.
Mhm.
I actually have a friend that used to do that.
It's really pretty.
You could crochet a giant T. I don't know why, but you could.
Like the letter T?
Yeah, like the letter T. Again, I don't know why you would, but you could.
It's tea. You could crochet like the little snacks that go with tea.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cute.
Guys, if somebody wants to make something Mr. T related,
Somebody make something Mr. T related, please.
Yes.
like
I will accept that.
That would make this entire make.
I will accept Mr. T related. Even more if it's Mr. T attending a tea party.
Signups will be available at pardonmystash.com/get involved. So since we're talking about make-alongs, I don't know, what's your favorite thing about make-alongs?
I was actually thinking about this the other day because I was really having trouble staying motivated with anything that I'm knitting right now. And I think I found it with this hat that I'm working on, but I don't know about you guys. I definitely get this at the beginning of the year where I get a lot of startitis, where I want to cast on all the things and I get very bored very easily with everything that I'm working on. And so the make along, it's not only is it kind of the deadline of okay, I have to do this by this time, which sometimes I really do like deadlines, but also just having the motivation of other people doing it with me. And, we're all kind of in this together and we're all going to have similar items, although in this case, probably not. Sounds like we're all going to have different items. But still, the shared experience.
That's it, but you get to share where you're at.
See, I like the opportunity to try a project that I probably wouldn't have otherwise picked for myself.
That too.
Like, I don't think that I ever would have gone out of my way and said, yeah, let's make this snail tea cozy.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I didn't know that tea cozies were a thing until Jess brought it up.
Oh,
as a
really?
make-along idea. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen them before.
Yes, you had.
I've seen sewn ones. I haven't seen knitted.
When we used to go, when we used to go to tea at that place up in Woodstock.
They're not quite.
They had like
as
they were like quilted tea cozies.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't consider that we could have made a knitted one.
No, I don't think I've ever seen a knitted one in person. See, honestly, one of the things that I've always liked about being a test knitter is that, like, I know, like, we talk about deadlines as being a negative, but I'm terrible with getting like a new yarn or a new pattern, and it kind of, I want to throw away what I'm working on and go run off and start something else. So make-alongs actually really do help me stick with a project. And so do test knits, honestly.
No, I've never excelled at deadlines. So usually when I decide that I'm going to participate in a make-along, usually our own make-along, I cast on right away and get as much done as humanly possible, as quickly as possible. And then I don't have to worry about a deadline because it's already done.
And that's fair. Well, that's another thing too, is having a nice long make-along timing. It gives you, if you're not exactly ready the second that it begins, it does give you enough time to feasibly still participate, even if you don't cast on immediately. You've got the time. So I've always liked that we do the longer make-alongs. I cannot do make-alongs that are like 1 to 2 weeks. That is not a thing I can do.
Nah.
I can't do test knits that short.
No.
I have done test knits that short and they give me agita. Like, I've done them. I've only done them when I've been like, okay, it's a quick accessory and that's not going to take me that long, but it still does. It's still like, oh, geez, this is not very long at all.
Yeah, I want to enjoy the make.
I also really like getting prizes out of make-alongs.
Oh, we're doing prizes.
Yeah, but like I like our prizes for sure because the pins are designed by Drea.
Oh, yeah, they are.
But besides those, like you could also get, like, if it's being sponsored by like a specific yarn dyer, you could get yarn or you can get coupons. And then if it's like done by a specific shop, sometimes they'll do like a code for their shop, or like it's just like usually there's some benefit, like they want to encourage you to finish. So there's some kind of benefit at the end to finish.
I also like the sense of community with doing make-alongs. Like, I like connecting with other crafters and makers that I probably wouldn't have talked to otherwise or connected with otherwise if we weren't participating in the same project.
Yeah, and meeting other people too, like just kind of expanding your circle. Kind of in that vein, I have, like, we're not doing this, but I've also, with other make-alongs, when the idea is to use a certain type of yarn that maybe you have never used before, kind of get more familiar with a different product that you've never used. Some of us tend to fall into ruts with our yarn. I know I do. I haven't used Malabrigo in a really long time.
You haven't?
Okay, it's been like a good 6-7 months.
I mean, you made a couple squares with them, but
Right.
Well, things come in and out in cycles. I think that's normal. I fall in and out of love with yarns all the time, and then I put them away for a little bit, and then I rediscover them, and I think it's great.
And then they're new yarns.
yeah.
Because
I'm actually really interested to find out what kind of techniques go into making a snail cover for my teapot.
I have a feeling that there's probably like something similar to making like a knitted bag is going to be similar to making a knitted cozy, because like you have to give it like a bottom, right? Of some, maybe, I don't know, but
I don't know.
or even just like,
I haven't
yeah, I
actually
don't know.
looked at the pattern yet.
Yeah, I'm like, no,
Usually they're like hats. They slide over it.
Oh, okay.
This will be pretty hot.
Oh, I like that.
So it's like a hat with a ponytail hole.
Probably. Yeah.
There's a couple of them because you got to have the opening
handle.
for the top and the handle and the spout. So like it is like a sweater pretty much if you think about it.
It's a little sweater for your teapot.
Teapot sweater.
I like that even.
You don't burn your hand when you pick it up.
Well, it helps keep it hot too.
Yeah, it's multifunctional.
Well, because a lot of times too, your kettle and your teapot are two different things, and you like pour one inside the other, and
Yeah, you don't want to put a hot kettle on the kitchen table. You could make a trivet. Oh my God, I made one for my mom when I was like 8. She still has it. It's awful.
look, those things last. That's just...
It does. It did.
Is a trivet like essentially a pot holder?
It's like a what you put under the hot thing so it doesn't scorch your table.
Oh,
so yeah, a pot holder. Well, while we're talking about make-alongs, what about make-alongs that we've enjoyed making? So I actually have a very limited experience in doing make-alongs. As I've said before, and I've said many times, and I probably will keep saying it, I'm terrible with deadlines. So the only time that I've actually done and completed a make-along is when we have done them here with the podcast. But I've enjoyed all of them. I liked doing the cow one.
I did too.
Like
yeah, that one was fun.
Oh,
I stretched myself on that
that
one.
You harvested the dead yarn from my hands.
I mean, that's half of its appeal. Yeah.
Okay. That yarn's still sitting over in my cupboard, just sadly crying.
What about you guys?
Honestly, this was an informal one, I guess, but I will like forever. I don't know if we can call it a make along because it was just the two of us, but I will forever have a soft spot for the football socks that we did. Mainly because that was like the first time that, first time I ever did any sort of project like along in tandem with somebody. But also because we bought the yarn at the same time and you picked the pattern. And I remember when you picked it out and I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, I'm never going to finish that because I had only finished like 2 pairs of pattern socks in my whole life. And neither of them were as complicated as that. But I really, really wanted those socks. And that was the start of like, once I finished those socks, it was the start of me pushing myself to go outside of my comfort zone and start knitting things that I really wanted to learn how to knit. So I will forever have a very soft spot for that very informal make-along. What?
I helped you with that?
You really did. And I'm really glad that you picked that pattern because I would never have picked that pattern.
It was a Cookie A pattern.
It was Monkeys by Cookie A.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, because of my amazing Kitchener skills, the toe of one of mine has opened. So I don't wear the socks, but I still have them.
Oh, you should fix it.
I'm really, really bad at Kitchenering. Every time I Kitchener, I screw it up somehow.
Well, give it to me. I'll do it.
All right. Next time I see you, I'll give it to you and you can graft the toe.
That's like my jam.
Oh, good, because I hate it. I'd say if I ever knit socks again, you can do the toes, but I don't ever want to knit socks again. So
Well, I'm glad I got you for your last pair of socks.
This will be a last. Yeah, you did. I really have no desire to ever knit socks again. So you were my last socks. So
right.
Yay. What about you, Jess?
Well, I don't really, the only make-alongs I've done have also been from here. Although I kind of laugh because there's been like 2 or 3 projects that I have done, and then I've seen a make-along for it like a month or 2 after I finished.
Yeah, you really do have that knack.
Like my I Am Dragon 3 shawl, that happened. There was make-along like a month and a half after I finished mine. They're like, make-along. And I'm like, oh, but I'm done. And then there was a hat that I did at one point, and later on they're like, yeah, here's a make-along. I'm like, again, I've already done this. So I kind of missed the boat on that.
Just call yourself a trendsetter and
I'm
be
a
done with
trendsetter.
it.
No, I like nobody knows about it, but I am setting the trends without you realizing. So you're welcome. No, I mean there's one coming up in June that I kind of want to do. That's like just do something D&D related. I'm like, yes.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
It's.
Oh yeah, that one.
I was like, you knew about it. You saw it first. I'm like, but actually, it's not D&D. It's basically they're doing like have something that's related to tabletop RPG and it's a make along, and I was like, oh, that's fun. So I may do something with that. It starts in June, but other than that, like most of the ones we've done were the ones that were part of my stash, and I really like the hood. And the Celtic Myths shawl was really hard because there was a lot of stockinette.
Yeah.
That went on forever, and if I knew that, I probably would steer clear of something like that again, just because I feel like I've done it now. So if I saw another make along that was like, this is a lot of stockinette, I'd be like, maybe not. But yeah, no, and I think I prefer make alongs too, where you have a little bit more leeway with, but at the same time, like, agreeing with the points we brought up earlier, like having something like maybe I wouldn't have even seen or tried before would be kind of neat. So I think it depends.
Does our simple line shawls count as a make along if we all did them at
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It was an extended deadline.
Because like I did mine first.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember what prompted everyone else to make a simple line shawl. What was the prompt for that?
I wanted to make it.
Oh,
I made it second, and then
I made it with you.
No, you didn't. You made it with my second one.
Oh, that was your second one?
Yeah, because I made one in early spring, and then I wanted to make a second one for my aunt.
That's
and you guys both bought the yarn when I was making my second one.
That tracks.
So extended make along.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we all want it to be matchies.
Yeah, but now we all have simple line shawls. That's cool.
And we all did seed dot beanies at the same time too.
Yes.
And we all did cocoa beans at the same time too, except for Jess.
The cocoa beans.
Jess did not do the cocoa bean.
I did not.
The seed dot beanie was fun though, because that was like technically my first pattern, and no, it was my first pattern, and it was like my first time like doing like test knitting. And
well, I got the pattern for the Alaska hat, and I know you wanted to do that with me, so that'll be a make along.
Yes. Yeah, Jess bought that pattern like, I don't know, sometime last year, and we said we're gonna do it. I just don't know when.
Yeah, I've got a fade and everything for it. I just haven't gotten to it yet. And then I did the Norland instead.
I think that's on my list in my head, but I didn't put it anywhere that I would remember. So until someone brings it up, I go, oh, that one. Yeah, I like that one.
I thought I was going to make it last year, and then I just didn't do it.
Well, maybe we should plan that for later this year.
Future project. I like that. So yeah, if you're interested in doing a make along, if you've never done one before, like I said, we are going to be starting that up. Get your feet wet. Like take a little dip in the make along pool.
The water's nice.
I just have this vision of like just a whole bunch of people in like a really comfortable pool being like, we're knitting.
Yeah, that's us.
Come knit with us.
It's our pool.
They're all on floaties too.
That's
like,
us.
Because you have to float with the yarn. You don't want to get the yarn wet.
It's like a lazy river.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Join us.
I was going to say, can we make that happen? At the end, at the end of the make along, we'll all find a lazy river and be like, we made this, and just go down the river once with our finished object.
May is a little.
Yeah, that's true. I also don't know a lazy river that is central to everybody that's going to be in this make along, considering that they'll be international folks.
Well, that's it for this week's topic. For additional content and opportunities to connect with the cast, check out our Patreon or our website at pardonmystash.com. Be sure to tune in next week for more laughs, love, and llamas at Pardon My Stash.